while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire.
Hey guys and girls, welcome back to YYC Designz. I'm Twist and we're out in the big shop, and today we're making some chassis improvements and design changes to good old root beer. I gotta be honest, never ever been terribly happy with the way root beer's chassis was designed, yeah? I never was a big fan of the 1/2-inch square tube steel chopped in half. First of all, it is kind of a huge waste of material. The 1/2-inch chassis rails don't allow you any option. Well, they don't allow you a lot of options as to what other material you can work with to weld to it, or specifically to tap and drill and bolt to it. It's not that it's hard to tap and drill, it's very easy. But when you look at a 1/2-inch C channel, let me see if I can grab a piece here. Little zoom and a little readjustment here. Now I threw it all out in the scrap bin, but this is 1 inch by 1/2 inch. So there's the 1/2 inch side, okay? So we chop that in half to make the frame rail. So now really you have about only 3/8 of an inch. Really you only have about 3/8 of an inch here to work with, okay? So now what I thought of was, okay, why don't I take the 1.5 by 1/2 and chop that? Well, it's a bit big for a crawler, so yes, it works very good on the semis, okay? But what I've really gone to is I've gone to 1/8 inch thick, or basically 11 gauge, 10 gauge, or sorry, 11 gauge, 12 gauge sheet steel, and I'm basically cutting out frame rails. So they are still remaining the 1/8 inch thick, so I'm not adding any weight as far as that goes. But the beauty is I'm making them wider. So now they're 3/4 of an inch, giving me basically a 1/2 inch, okay, to weld to drill and tap. So what that means is I can now put a hole top and bottom and not have any worries about running into the overhang of the channel like we have here, yeah? So if I drill and tap a top and a bottom, now anything, unless I tap it, and even if I do, if I want to put a nut on the underside, it doesn't work. Simply doesn't work. All I can ever do is Loctite, yeah? Because the bolt runs into the sidewall here, or the nut, pardon me, runs into the sidewall here and wants to go all wonky, so you're not getting anything lined up straight. So if I don't weld the part in, now I have to rely on either a single bolt and nut, or I have to mount it basically sideways or this way compared to what I wanted to. If I wanted to run it this way with 2 nuts, I can't, like I said, because it runs into the walls. So now I've got to change my part angle and part design, possibly, so that I can run it lengthwise this way down the channel to bolt it in, yeah? So while that is not a huge deal, it is a pain in the ass, because it limits me as to what I can do. Now, if I go with the 3/4 flat, I can put a couple in there really easy. I have no problem with nut and bolt clearances. I have no problem with link clearances or anything because I'm all free space. I don't have that overhang. So that is the change I have finally decided to make. It's the problem is it's more time consuming because I have to cut out each frame rail versus just zipping a piece of 1/2-inch tube in half. Okay, so but the other advantage is that you're going to see right now. Okay, so for comparison's sake here now, this is a Red Cat frame. Okay, this is the one off a Little Red, and I'm doing some major changes to her. Okay, but point being is, okay, now I'm starting out with a straight rail, yeah, and we want to make it match up with the curve, yeah. So basically what I'm going to do here is just center it. Okay. I need to make my curve there and there for now. We're going to pull the torch out and we're going to start making some bends. Okay, so still super hot, but you get my point. Is now I have a more proper frame rail. Let me grab something to point with here. Okay, so in my old design, okay, yeah, I could have done it. I could have taken that 1/2-inch channel, the 1/2-inch C channel, or the square tubing as it were to begin with. I could have taken it and I could have put these bends in. Now I did experiment early on and many years ago when I first decided to try the square tubing. And what I used to do was I had to cut a V-notch everywhere I wanted to make a bend, because of course you got that edge along here and it kinks. Okay, now this, as you notice, comes out pretty damn straight. Okay, it's not dead on, but I can fix that. I mean, I can just tweak it and straighten it out in the vise with the hammer on the anvil. But I kind of look at it a little bit like metal forging. Yeah, there's a little bit of forging in each one, and so on. But the point being is versus the C channel, I don't have to do any cutting here. Okay, I haven't changed the integrity of the metal, and I've made a pretty darn accurate replica of the frame rail here, as you can see. I mean, it's damn close, yeah? Where I ran into the problem with root beer, okay, I put all that together, I mounted her cab, I mounted her box, I put her front fenders on, and the damn wheels are way down here and the fenders are nowhere near. The thing just looked stupid. You know, it was super tall, but goofy lanky, and the thing looked like a giraffe that had a birth defect or something. You know, like it just didn't work, and I just, there was no way I was making myself happy with the thing. Now, as these are replicas, and we are running, let's face it guys, we're running scaled down vehicles here. They have to have the same characteristics to crawl naturally anywhere we want to take them. So you have to put these bends in. The flat channel stuff allows me to do that. So while this video is a lot of talking and yapping, I wanted to get you guys an update on root beer and see where I have been taking her. Okay, so we got Root Beer's chassis rails done. We've got her shock mounts done. Okay, for both of them, I've got them lined up. What I'll do now is I want to get some dead accurate measurements, so I'm making sure I'm putting each shock mount here in the same place. Yeah, so we will be doing a little measuring from both ends, welding them into place, right? And then I will be basically sticking them together and drilling whatever holes I need now. Okay, like all the shock mount or the various holes for the shock mounts will get drilled out so that I can mount the shocks exactly the same on both sides. Yeah, and all I got to do is now here is where I am going to be using the 1/2 inch tubing. I think I have a piece right here. This is where I'm going to be using the 1/2 inch square tubing. Is it will become the cross members for the frame where I need them. A nice piece. And in the end, we're going to have one really fine looking chassis here. There's my Matty. Hey, there's Matty coming to say hello. Yes, unfortunately she can't reach the camera right now, but Matty is here in the shop. My assistant, my excellent shop assistant. And so we're just having some rubs here. I'm going to turn the camera so that y'all can see Matty here, hopefully. Hopefully you get Matty. Yep, there we go. There's our Matty. Say, look, look, come here, come here. Look, come say hi. Here's everybody on camera. There's everybody on camera. Yeah. Okay, sorry about the vomit comment there, guys. I just wanted to get Matty in the video for y'all. Everybody likes to see Matty, and I can't blame them. She's an adorable girl, and I am very lucky to have her. Anyway, so yeah, I got to get on and cut some cross members where I need them for gearbox and transfer case, and then I can start also making the or drilling the holes I'll need for link mounts in those pieces and that sort of thing. And we'll get into the finer detail welding on that, but that will not be today. That will be a future video here. And this is about where I'm going to leave you today, because y'all have seen me welding. You don't need to be blinded by the MIG anyway. But anyway, yeah. So I am going to get on with cutting out those cross members, putting them where I need them, and doing a bunch of MIG welding to put Root Beer's chassis together here for Rob. And this is going to be a much speedier process than the last process, and then we can get on with doing the body and all the sexy changes we have in store for it, and so on. Anyway, from Matty and I, this has been YYC Designz RC Creationz. You have been watching Root Beer.
Nightmares creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire.